I'd move that we exit the executive session.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye. Mr. Chair, on case number 2019-0144 and 202-00040, I would move that we accept the offer as presented and discussed.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye. Mr. Chair, on case number 2003-0273, 2004-0048, 2004-0257, and 2006-0164, I would move that we accept the offer as presented and discussed.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
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 And Mr. Chair, on case 2016-0113, I would move that we accept the offer as presented and discussed.
We have a motion, all in favor say aye.
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 I will prepare those release of liens for Butte County and bring those to you for signature.
Okay. Okay. Misty, you wanna come up?
Katie's actually gonna speak on this.
Oh, welcome.
Good morning. So we're just here to get the specials approved to add to the tax roll for the 2023 taxes. And they're the forest and the city specials.
Explain this just a little bit.
Okay. So it's just an agreement we have with, especially like the cities, individual cities, if they have things that they need to add on to business taxes or personal taxes for cleanup, or they don't even really specify what they're charging the people for, but it's mostly for cleanup or beautification that gets added onto these taxes, and then we collect it for them on the tax roll.
Okay. Questions? Motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the tax roll recitals as presented, or specials, excuse me.
Have a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Seth?
Morning. I have two service agreements that just for signature. The first one is a regulated waste disposal service agreement with Larson Miller. Our previous medical waste disposal service went out of business. So the jail uses Larson Miller, did a little research on them, and we'd like to begin the service contract with them.
Okay.
So you said the jail uses these guys as well?
Yeah.
And is this just a 1 year?
I believe it's ongoing.
I was just wondering if we can combine at some point in time with the jail to receive more of a quantity discount.
That's a good idea. We are very small on this. It's a quarterly pickup. So we rarely need to use it, and we have physicals every 14 days. So it's just kind of the waste from those physicals, and if we were to have an accident, we'd have a little bit more blood and we could call them as needed, but it'd probably be a good idea to check and see if it's combined on with the jail.
So on the second paragraph there, it says online compliance training.
Mm-hmm.
And it says to sign here. If we don't want this, or for $150
Yeah,
a year.
the online compliance training.
Yeah,
I think that's just so that they know that we know how to handle medical waste.
so it's something that we do.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and our staff is typically trained on that. We just watch some YouTube videos and things. We've never had to pay a fee for it before with our previous provider.
Okay. Any other questions on this one?
And this is within the budget that they normally have, no change to that, really? Okay. And it's a 36-month contract, so, but there is a 60-day out, so maybe we can reach out to the jail and see when theirs is coming due, and maybe we can see if we can get a better pricing contract this, so.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I would move that we accept and approve the contract with,
Medical.
Larson Miller,
Larson
yes,
Miller.
there we go, as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The second agreement I have is a service contract with Valley Office Systems. Our lease agreement is up for our copy machine, and they also service some printers that we have there. So our new proposed cost is actually a $1,020 savings per year to get the new lease agreement and maintenance package.
Any questions?
Nope.
Motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve the lease agreement as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
That was on yours, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was
Okay.
super quick. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Dave?
Okay.
Christy Clauser, Comptroller with,
Dave Martinez, Public Defender.
I thought you forgot his name.
no, I was gonna let him introduce himself.
I was looking down.
This is just one of many reports that we have to send to the public defense. This is it's basically a preliminary report. This is more to receive information on attorneys' information, although there's some financial included as well. But we'll be doing a full financial report that'll be due December or January. I can't remember.
This is the annual report that I'm obligated to present to the commission every year. I also wanted to let you know that the transition committee has started to be formed, and the state public defender reached out to Ashley LaValle in my office and asked that she be on the transition committee. So I've set meetings with all of the judges in the district over the next month so that I can talk to them about what the new system's going to look like, and I plan on meeting with all of the different commissions over the next couple months as well. But I'm just presenting you with a copy today. There's nothing for you to do. I don't need a signature. The final signature is mine, but I'm presenting you a copy.
Okay.
And then we do have an Office of Conflict one, I believe, needs filled out, but I'm not sure who the contact was on that. So I'll reach out to Mark LaSalle and find out where that was sent, because that will be due tomorrow. So it's going to be late.
Okay.
But,
I think it was last year too.
yeah. Yeah. So anyways, we just need you to accept the report, and then I can do the rest of my part later.
Okay, motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we accept the report as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Just
Like Adam.
okay. Take care.
Good morning, Commissioners. Adam
morning.
McKinney, 911 Communications. This morning I brought an updated version of the MOU. We signed this earlier this year with Power County. They had some objections to how we were going to bill the fees for this back. So we went back and reworked this through legal to take the fees out. Now they will pay their fees directly. We had originally planned on collecting those fees and paying them to try and bring the cost down a little bit, but after the quotes came back, the costs are the same. So we're going to have Power County pay their fees directly, and they finally updated and signed this. So I've just brought it back for your signature to have a countersigned copy.
Okay. There's a Bannock County copy and a Power County copy, right?
Yep.
Have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I would move that we sign the MOU with Bannock County and Power County as presented.
Have a motion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And there's a second.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Adam.
Happy Halloween.
All right. Scott?
I think Dan's thing is gonna be pretty fast about the foundation. It might make sense to do Dan's and then,
Yeah.
rather than have these guys wait for a little while over to ours.
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's, I was just looking at it, so I know it's on.
Should be right under Adams.
It's in the packet under Adams.
And that's, it's not on my
Page 25.
commissioner's agenda.
This is one of them,
Okay. Oh, I missed it somewhere.
On the website.
It is on the website?
Not on the website.
it was when I printed it.
It was.
It was,
That was when
yeah.
I printed it.
On the agenda?
It was the second link that Christie emailed out on Friday.
I've got it on mine.
It is on the table of contents
Okay.
in the online version.
All right. All right. Come on up, Dan. Jamie?
We'd had his royal flag on that. I was reaching for it.
Delay a game.
See, I was like,
Okay. Yeah. Not on my copy, my head. It was in my packet, so. All right.
Okay. I'm Dan Kendall, Facilities Director. Alex Hauser, Paragraph Manager, Coordinator.
Amy Pearson, Fair Board Coordinator.
Scott Crowder, Event Director, Biggest County.
So I've been asked to help these good people put up their newly purchased barn. And haven't been super involved until now, and I just noticed a couple of things that might come up that we should probably address now. The foundation that was included with the engineered plans probably aren't the best idea for what we can accomplish. They call for a 42-inch sonotube on every support for those trusses, so there's over 30 of them. We don't have an auger that big or a post hole digger that big, and it's important that if you did do it that way, that you didn't disturb the dirt in between each hole. And there's not a lot of dirt between each hole, so it's pretty tough. You wouldn't be able to do it with backhoe. So I'm here today to just throw out an idea that we have an architect and an engineer come up with a simpler foundation plan. Something that we can do ourselves and be quicker, easier, just as good a quality. The downside is that we're basically throwing away an engineered plan that we paid for and paying for a new one. But I don't see a lot of choice in the matter on that part of it. Just here to throw that out.
So this one is the engineer that they presented to us with the building and the whole bit?
Yeah, you pay for you have to pay for an engineered plan when you buy those metal buildings. They come with the correct snow load and wind speed loads and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
But where we didn't ask for a specific foundation style, they just put in their standard thing that they normally do. And I just don't think, I talked to Kyle a little bit, like, is there even a possibility to find an auger or a postal digger that big? And he's never seen one that big. So, and I just think if we start, even if we did have one, we start drilling those holes, I think in between each hole is just gonna cave in. And be pretty tough to do. We put up a building like this before at the landfill. Basically what you do is take a backhoe, whatever width the backhoe bucket is, you dig a trench all the way around all four sides of the building. You put rebar in it and you fill it full of concrete, give them a nice level basically rectangle strip of concrete to set that building on. Quick and easy. We have the equipment to do that. It's just we just have to have an engineered new plan. The way that it works with Downey, where we don't do their building inspections anymore, basically they approve the plan, or the idea of the plan. They send it to the state. The state does a plan review. And then when they come to do, they give you the building permit. When they come to do an inspection, your foundation and your building better match the plan that you submitted. So we have to make sure that if we're gonna change the foundation plan, we've gotta get it done so these guys can turn in the correct paperwork to get a building permit.
So talking about that, if we're gonna put 2 more buildings down there, even if they're different size, will this engineering qualify for all 3 buildings?
If it's the same size, yeah.
What if it's a
Same
little
building.
bigger, but the follows the same pattern?
I think what we could probably do on the next one is, because we're gonna have to buy the engineered plan for each building, is to make sure and communicate with them beforehand that that's not the foundation that we are able to put in, we need a different style. We just need to communicate with them and let them know that what we want.
Okay.
So I'm sure they would have done it differently if we would have asked them not to do it the way that they did it. But there's a ton of holes.
Yeah, I looked at this.
Unbelievable amount of holes.
I mean,
All the way around that thing. I just don't think we're gonna get,
wow.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
And like you say, there's some of them are, they're right next to each other.
yeah. And if those cave in, then it kind of defeats the purpose of that foundation style. Jason can probably address what I'm talking about. I've never seen a sonotube that big for this. It's just huge.
What was the diameter? I didn't read that.
They call for a 42-inch wide hole by 42 inches deep. That's pretty.
That's crazy.
Unheard of.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that isn't even a telephone pole. It doesn't have that big.
Yeah, it's huge. And then to get all 40 of those holes perfectly set flat with each other, so when they come, it just lines up perfectly.
So after we have responsibility for the foundation, and then they'll come and install the rest of the building.
Yeah. It's a pretty slick process. They're so good at what they do. I wouldn't be surprised if it's up in a day, but it'll be up for sure in a day or 2. It's quick, if you have your foundation ready to go. The bad thing is if you're not ready, they basically pull in, say you're not ready, they turn around and leave, and they'll want to charge you to come back.
Come
next
back
time.
again.
They have a pretty tight schedule.
So do we have a timeline at all?
One of the ladies from Coast to Coast called me last week, told me that it was in production. She said it'd probably be in production through this week and maybe next week. I emailed her back and let her know that we're getting our building permit. We're on the City of Downey's City Council on November 14th. So I requested a delivery date late November, early December, and she has not called me back.
Okay.
How long does the state process take you?
It can take a month, honestly. The thing is if you don't have your ducks in a row, and I think you guys probably ran into this with that cover over the grandstand. If you give them a reason to reject your plan the first time, it's an uphill battle to get through it. You want your ducks in a row, everything that you need turned in so they don't have any questions. If they see it, they stamp it, they send it back. That's the goal. If they see something they don't like and they reject it, then it could be another month. I honestly think you should call the company and tell them, we'll call you when we're ready. Because we don't want that thing showing up until that time. And if we're pouring in November, December, we're gonna be fighting with frozen ground a little bit. I wouldn't think it'd be too bad, but,
That's a lot of cover.
yeah.
I mean,
Hopefully the frost isn't too deep. I don't think it would be to dig down and get it, but, and we do have some blankets we can cover it. but-
well, that's what I'm saying. The blankets to cover it, that's a lot of blankets.
I just think instead of chancing it, we just say, hey, don't bring it. We'll let you know when we're ready. Because if that building permit, you can't even start digging your foundation holes until you have a permit in your hand.
So
if
would you
it
make
takes
that call, Jamie?
Yeah, I can call her.
That would be my suggestion, and I think pouring it that way would be super quick. The rebar will be easy. I did reach out to our architect, and he just did a guesstimate to have, with the information that's in there already, they think it would be under 3,000 to draw the new foundation plan. So that's what I'm here to ask for today, is hopefully he's right with that number, around 3,000 to get a new engineered foundation plan, and so these guys can get their.
So the rebar and the concrete, that's included in the price already? So that'll be an addition also?
Yeah.
Okay. Guesstimation on that?
We'll have to get that engineered plan back so I can calculate how many yards of concrete would be in it. I don't really know. I'm hoping that we don't have to go down 3 feet. That's a lot of concrete.
Yeah.
There is like exceptions for outbuildings and barns that you can just do it. They can, instead of going 3 feet, you can go 2 feet. So we'll see what they say. And then I'll be able to get you a concrete number. But
Do you have a ballpark?
I would hate to throw it out there.
I mean, are we talking 10 grand, 50 grand?
I would say under 10 grand for
Okay.
sure, yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm talking about this, I mean, it is an outbuilding, an agricultural building, but it's also a building where the public is in on a regular basis. So, I want to make sure that we do it right.
Right.
And that we get the right, so it's going to last for 50 years or whatever we, expect it to last. I don't want 5-gallon buckets with concrete in the bottom, a post in it as a foundation type deal.
Yeah, I totally agree. And these are, we put up that one at the flare. I don't remember what year that was when we put the flare in, but zero maintenance on that thing so far.
Good.
And couldn't be happier with it. I did have the electrician met with Alex up there and killed the power to it, so we're ready to go that way. And then Scott's gonna step up and do the demo. So we'll have dig line go mark that out, so we're not hitting anything, getting in trouble that way.
And along that line, I want to make sure we follow all rules and regulations. This is a county building. We can't be an exception to anything, because I'd heard that we was just going to do something else with the power at one time, that somebody else was just going to.
We'll make sure it's safe, for sure.
I want it done right.
Yeah.
And all the players are here. Any building in Bannock County, this man right here is involved with it. 100%. If you haven't gone through him, there's no reason to come to us. I'm just saying that right out. So there's 3 things that need to happen. Procurement, that goes through Shanda. Buildings, everything with that goes through Dan. Money's right here, Christie. Those 3 people have to be involved with the projects, or there's no reason to even come to the commissioners.
So Commissioner Moser, it does sound like the foundation, even on this building, would still be our responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever the cost for this foundation would be, we've got to just calculate that in for future buildings that we're going to do as well.
Do you
Yeah.
think you can absorb the 3,000 or the 13,000 within your maintenance? Yeah? We had plenty left over last year. So okay.
Well, I've tied a lot of rebar.
Yeah.
We can get some crews down there to tie some rebar.
That'd be great.
But I am a fair weather person. I've got pretty wimpy ever since I come and sat in that chair.
That's awesome.
Any other questions, comments?
Nope.
Anybody?
The building should be torn down this week.
It depends on
Next week.
if there's anything in our way, if there's any lines.
For dig line.
Yeah, dig line. So as soon as dig line's ready, we'll take our guys down, we'll take a roll-off down, and we'll just tear it down and clean it up. The one thing a question that has been asked is any material that we tear down as part of that, could it be salvaged or could people take that? We've had somebody come talk to us about taking some of the tin roof for craft stuff. I mean, really, we're gonna throw everything away that's in there. But there is some hardwood, like all all the frame of that is hardwood. My only thing is I don't want to slow down our demolition process. So like if people want to come look through it once it's down, but I don't know. For me, it's just as easy to throw it away and take it to the dump.
It is for me. A lot of them buildings have people's names and stuff on them. There's some sentimental parts there. If somebody gets it before you put it in the roll-off and doesn't interfere with your process, I'll leave that up to you while you're there. Any thoughts on that?
What's your concern?
Brian, so if we're demoing a building and there's pieces and parts laying around, can people just scavenge that with no problems of disposal?
No, if it's the county's property, no.
So if it happens to be not quite in the dumpster yet, but it's gonna get thrown away and somebody happens to take it and we can't police it?
These are very specific examples.
She's asking for a friend.
Because traditionally, if you dispose of something, you have to dispose of it appropriately, and
that's what I'm saying.
people scavenging stuff.
Once we put it in the
isn't
dumpster,
appropriate, right?
it's going to dumps. But
If there's property belonging to the county, even if they don't see a use for it anymore, it needs to go through the commission to how to dispose of it, so.
Which,
If there's zero
Which is
value to
understandable.
that, if there's zero value to that,
I don't know that you could call barnwoods zero value.
But even if there's zero.
I can't.
but we have to say zero.
That's part of my job. He just said, it's up to the commission.
That was so if Brian's good with it,
Yeah, because it's still considered county property, right? And so that's managed and controlled by the commission. So even if we want to get rid of it, even if we don't find a value to it, there's still a process with that as well. So instead of just having whoever's out there to come in and grab what they want and take off with it, we need to at least run it through the commission first to make sure you're okay with that.
We just did.
Declare it zero value and say, from this time to this time is the only time you can come and pick it up.
No, I'd leave that up to Scott,
Yeah.
turn it down.
And there-
I mean,
There is a statute on it, and I just need to pull it up to refresh my memory, but I can inform the commission on that process. Because if there's value, even if we don't think it's worth anything anymore, if it's under $250, you can sell it, right? Or if it's over that, then that's where we have to go and put it out to a public auction. There's different processes that way. But I'm happy to look at that to refresh my memory to let everyone know what we can do with it.
it most likely won't be till, I don't think we're gonna get to it till next week if we're waiting for big land. So we won't get to it till next week, so we have a little bit of time to
okay.
determine what we're gonna do with it. I just don't want to slow up the process, like, that's the only thing, is like, if we're gonna tear it down and we get it done in a day, let's just get it done in a day and be done with it, so.
Well, if it's condemned and things start disappearing this week, so what?
It's pretty unstable though for people when you start taking
Yeah.
food and stuff. You don't want to fall on
That
somebody.
is another point too. If there's
Yeah.
fish sitting out there,
Put that
people are
word out there.
scavenging, you get hurt on it. You know, I mean, we have.
Alex, you're pretty quiet.
Oh, I'm good.
You're down there with that building more than anybody else. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we should just, not slow up the process, and if it gets torn down, it gets torn down. People came up and asked me, that's why, like, what are you gonna do with this stuff, and I'm like, I have to make sure everything's okay, but I don't think it should be, people should be taking it down and doing all that. It's too unstable. We have to take it down ourselves and stuff like that.
Yeah, it might fall
If
over on
somebody's
somebody.
there. or
Okay,
someone
because of
else.
safety concerns, we're not gonna give it to anybody. You tear it down when you can and get it done at the right time, and I guess if other people, we've had other things happen in all kinds of areas that we're not okay in, okay? Okay?
It's a good call. It's pretty wobbly.
All right,
Thank you.
all right, thank you all. You're still here, Scott.
So we've got a couple of items to discuss with you guys, and I think both of them have got to be in an executive session, so.
So, Mr. Chair, I would move that we go enter into executive session under Idaho Code 74-206A.
Commissioner Moser?
Yes.
Commissioner Crowder?
Yes.
Commissioner Huff?
Yes.